Good evening, everybody, and welcome to O'Grady Field in Salem. And first year back, it's been in Beverly the last couple of years. We were here in Salem for many years, but they did a complete turnover here. And what a great job they did rebuilding and refurbishing this field. They did a tremendous job, and they still have some work to do. But boy, it is gorgeous. This is the 38th Gallant tournament. We've been here for most of them, almost all of them. Lynn is the visitors. Danvers trying to make it 2 wins in a row. They were the champions last year. Their coach told me they're missing a few players. Their pitcher on the mound was the ace for their all-star team this year, and this is the only game he's going to play. He's going on vacation tomorrow, and that's been the problem with most of these teams. A lot of them are going. They're going on vacation. It's been a long summer for a lot of people, and parents, families are saying, we've had enough, we want to go on vacation. Kyle Doney, the catcher, leads off. Jeff Earp is the head guy, ably assisted by Rich Avery, Jim Burt, and Dave Galizzi. 1-1 the count to the leadoff hitter as we start. We'll go over the different changes. It's Little League, but it's not Little League. 2-1 the count. Nick Lembo is the pitcher on the mound for Danvers. It's 7 innings instead of 6. There is no pitch count for the pitches. Helped him out with that swing. That pitch was way over his head. So instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. And you can have an extra hitter, not a DH, an extra hitter. You can bat 10. You don't have to, but you can bat 10. Now the count goes full. So these are been going on for a long time. Danvers, Peabody, Salem. Gloucester was in it for a few years. Beverly's still in it. Hit foul and out of play. They had 8 teams for many years. Teams like Swampscott was in, dropped out for a couple of years. They're back in. Saugus came in, dropped out. So this year they have 7 teams. Hit to second base. Michael Pesci makes the play over to McGonigal for the putout. 4-3 for the first out. Yeah. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, is the hitter. In for a strike. We try to find a place. The fences used to be great here. They were low. We could get right up against the fence and shoot over the fence, and we were golden. Almost a nice play out in center field. Jackson Finn had to go a long way, had to reach across his body. He's left-handed. He almost made a nice diving catch. Off his glove, Figueroa gets a base hit. Josh Doney, the pitcher, is the hitter. Hit on the ground in the right field for a base hit. Making the turn at second, heading for third. Out at third. Nice relay, a nice throw, and now the ball gets away, and the arrow allowed the runner to go to third. So Doney got a base hit. Figueroa gets thrown out. The play goes 9-4-5.
Now batting, the center fielder, 10, Gilmer Galva.
Doney went to third when the ball got away. They tried to make the play at second base. He continued on to second when the runner went to third, but great relay from the right fielder, Morceau, to the second baseman, Pesci to the third baseman, Granger, who put the nice tag down at third. So there's 2 outs for the runner at third. Gilmer Galva, the center fielder, is the hitter. In for a strike. So it looked like Lynn was getting off to a quick start, but a great defensive play throws the runner out at third. High for a ball. And we got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the first inning. Swing and a miss. So Limbo gets out of it thanks to the nice defensive play. He gives up a couple of hits, but his defense got him an out, and he handles himself with the strikeout. The error didn't hurt. I didn't give you the Lynn lineup, so I'll do that now. It's Cal Donnie, the catcher, leading off. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, at second. Josh Donnie, the other half of the Donnie family, on the mound, hitting third. Batting fourth is the center fielder, Gilmer Galva. Batting fifth and playing second base, Jake Peterson. The extra hitter, Michael Phelps, hits number 6. Batting seventh and playing third base, Nate Catone. The first baseman, J.J. Avery, hits number 8. Batting ninth and playing left field is Jaden Driscoll. And the right fielder, Anthony Sears, brings up the tail end of the batting order, batting 10th. And reminds you that he is batting 10th because they're using an extra hitter, not an EH. So Danvers has a chance to get on the board first. Cal Donnie, as we mentioned, on the mound. You saw him batting left. He also throws left. And he's pitching to his brother, Kyle.
Leading off for Danvers, the EH, number 5, Joe DiBernardo.
Joe DiBernardo, the extra hitter, leads off against Donnie. In for a strike. Two quick strikes. Again, what a beautiful job. The lights are on now. You can see them with the poles. And just the way it's cut the same way as it was, but the fences are better, the field is better, everything. The dugouts are exceptional. Swing and a miss for strike 3. One up, one down for Danvers.
Number 3, Jackson Finn. We
mentioned it's a Little League tournament, but it's not a Little League tournament. Some of these kids have graduated. Lynn has quite a few 11-year-olds, so they're building for next year's team already. Donnie's in the groove. He has thrown nothing but strikes so far. Hit in the left field for a base hit. It was Jackson Finn who almost made that nice running catch in center field, getting the first hit for Danvers. And the pitcher, Nick Limbo, will be the hitter.
Pitcher, number 10, Nick Limbo.
Down and away for a ball. We're hoping that the city fathers come together and do something about the situation in Little League in the city. There's just not enough players for 5 leagues. In some of the leagues, like, I don't know if Lynn, I think maybe has 1 team, and at most they have 2, which means they're playing each other every day. They have to branch out to play Westland, Pine Hill, possibly Wyoming, to try and get some games against other teams, or maybe go outside even. There just aren't enough bodies in the areas. They have to reconfigure, I think, and rezone the different areas, combine some of them. Up and away for a ball. East Lynn, West Lynn, Pine Hill, Shore, not having a lot of players. Wyoming has an abundance, so they may have to do something about that. I hope they do it. Revitalize the Little League in the city of Lynn. It's always been a huge part of the city. We've had some that have grown up to go play big league baseball. I can think of Ben Bowden, who's there now. Kenny Hill. And it's ball 4. So after a strikeout, a hit and a walk, puts 2 on for Danvers. Cam McGonigal, the first baseman, will be the hitter.
15, Cam McGonigal.
Danvers with a mini threat here, first and second, 1 out. Low for a ball. Nice stop. Cal Donnie with an outstanding stop. That was in the dirt. That was ticketed for the backstop. And it brings the trip out. Rich Avery. Rich has done an outstanding job. Rich is the guy that's in charge of Fraser Field and Manning Field. And he's done a great job balancing all the schedules and the teams and the tournaments, and along with all the weather. And he's also managed, last year he coached the Pine Hill team that won the city championship. He moved up to Babe Ruth this year, and he had a team that went to the state, I believe, the semifinals, maybe the finals. And now he's here helping Jeff Earp as one of the coaches. Deeply involved. He's an outstanding gentleman. He does a great job for the youth of the city. It's his son that's playing first base. And his wife is in charge at Pine Hill. They do a great job for the youth of the city. They give a lot of time, effort, and energy, and don't get paid a nickel. Low for a ball. Count goes 3-1. Josh started out well with a strikeout, but a hit and a walk, and now 3-1. Hit in the left field for a base hit. They send the runner home. Now they hold him up. He had to wait to see if the ball would be caught. Jaden Driscoll got the ball back very quickly, but McGonagall got the base hit,
Now batting
and the bases are loaded.
1, Cole Waterman.
Cole Waterman, the catcher, is the hitter. Good throw to the plate by Driscoll. They took a wide turn at third. Hustle back, he would have been out at the plate. First pitch fouled off towards third base. Up and away for a ball. Good pitch for a strike. 1-2. Up and away for a ball. Count evens at 2. Everybody leaves here, they can go home and turn on ESPN and watch Little League Baseball all night. Towards the Williamsport tournament, which is coming up, but all the regionals are being televised now. Hit high in the air. Shortstop went a little too far out. Left fielder let him take it, and it dropped between the two of them for a base hit. Waterman gets a base hit and an RBI. That was actually the left fielder's ball. He was coming to the ball. Shortstop went for it, and the left fielder got out of his way, and it falls in for a base hit. So 4 straight base runners after a strikeout. Danvers gets on the board first. Parker Hamill, the shortstop, is the hitter. That's a shame. That probably couldn't have scored on that hit if the left fielder makes the play. Hit out of play, 0-2. Chase that high pitch for strike 3. That's a very big out.
Now batting third baseman, number 4, Brett Granger.
Brett Granger, the third baseman, is the hitter. Tony tried to stem the tide here in the bottom of the first inning. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss again. Quickly 0-2. The 0-2 delivery. Way high. Good job by Caldoni to go up and get that one. That was ticketed for the backstop. Josh Stoney tried to put a little too much mustard on that one. Swing and a miss, so he strikes out the side, but in between, that tough play that probably should have been fielded by the left fielder turned out to be a base hit, and it wound up with a run being scored, and that gives Danvers the lead. We played an inning. It's Danvers 1, Lynn nothing at the end of one. 5, 6, and 7 for Lynn as we start the second inning. Jake Peterson, Michael Phelps, Nate Catone to face Nick Limbo, who's been staked to a 1-0 lead. They didn't hit the ball hard against Tony, but they found some open spaces. Down and away for a ball. Solid shot over the center fielder's head, all the way back to the fence. In with a stand-up double. Jake Peterson. Can we keep it down over there?
Now batting DH, number 13, Michael.
Hey, Peterson. Peterson. Keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down. Did you know him? Got help there with that pitch. That pitch was way over his head trying to bunt it. Michael Phelps. Down and away for a ball. The pitch he tried to bunt was way over his head. Waved at that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hit foul out of play.
Please return all foul balls to the scorer's table. Thank you.
One, two to count. Waved at that pitch for strike 3.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Nate Catoni.
Nate Catone, the third baseman, is the hitter. They announced him as Catoni, so I'll go with that. Solid shot into center field. It's in the gap. That's going to score a run. Big hit by Nate Catoni for an RBI. Peterson, who started the inning with a double, scores the run. The first run for Lynn in the tournament. They've tied it up. J.J. Avery, the first baseman, will be the hitter.
Now batting first baseman, third baseman. Sorry, first baseman, number 2, J.J. Avery.
Big hit by Catoni. Squares the bunt, gets it down. They make the play, and they're going to throw him out trying to go to third base. They're going to award him. They're going to call interference.
Now batting the left fielder, number 3, Jaden Driscoll.
They called interference. And it gets Catoni over to third base with the go-ahead run. Jaden Driscoll, the hitter, the left fielder. Hit high in the air. Shortstop a couple of steps out in the outfield grass. Parker Hamble makes the play. But Lynn gets on the board, gets back in the game as they tie it up on the big double by Peterson and the big hit by Catoni. So we'll move into the bottom of the second inning. It'll be 8, 9, and 10 for Danvers as Lynn is back in it, tying it up at 1. Josh Donnie will start his second inning of work. He gave up 3 hits, but they were not solidly hit. He just touched them, found a couple of open spots. One was a pop-up that fell between the third base shortstop and left field. It probably should have been caught, and that brought the run in. Joe Marceau, the right fielder, will lead it off for Danvers. Those 3 hits by Danvers, there was a walk thrown in included. That helped extend the inning. We mentioned Jeff Earp, the head guy in the dugout for Lynn. He's a glutton for punishment. He's the president of the Babe Ruth League, and what a job he did this year with his group. They had 3 teams that went deep into the state tournament. He ran a great league. They did a great job with. They have now taken over the Holland tournament. They spent countless hours working and making sure everything is safe and secure for the young people to be down there at Bowser Complex at Breed. Off-speed pitch way out in front. Nice pitch by Donnie. He pulled the string, and Marceau was way out in front. And those guys at Babe Ruth do not get a penny. Solid shot to left field. What a play. Driscoll. He drifted back. He had one chance to lean up, and he leaned it, put his glove up over, across his body, over his shoulder, made a great catch. Great play.
Now batting the left fielder, number 14, P.J. Lynn.
Outstanding defense. That's going to be at least a double, maybe a triple. A line shot, and he had one chance. He went back, stretched as far as he could, across his body, over his right shoulder, and picked it. Pulled the string again. This time it was high for a ball. They got 2 strikes now. They changed it on the board. It's going to be 1-1. That off-speed pitch is in there. And it's 1-2. Donnie's got that changeup working. It's going to make that fastball look a lot quicker. You look at the next game Lynn plays, you might just switch. It might be Kyle Donnie behind the plate. Kyle Donnie on the mound. Josh Donnie behind the plate. They did that for Wyoming this year. High for a ball. Count goes full. Low for ball 4. Second walk given up by Don. He was ahead of
Now batting the second baseman.
Takianakis. Tried to say that. It's PJ Leon Takianakis. Try to say that 5 times fast. Down the way for a ball. Hit in a right center field. Michael Pesci gets a double. Danvers looking to get their lead back. The walk and the double puts second and third. One out. The top of the order, Joe DiBernardo. Struck out swinging his one trip. Line shot into right center field. Swing and a miss for strike one. Tony would love to get a strikeout here. Changed up. DiBernardo was out in front, swung and missed. Oh, and 2 the count. Off the third baseman's glove, that's going to score a run. I think he was worried about trying to get the runner at home. So the error gets the run home.
Now batting the center fielder.
If he feels it, he's probably got to play with the runner going. But when off his glove, the run scores, and it's first and third. Still with one out. In for a strike. Jackson Finn singled and scored the one run that Danvers had coming into this inning. They now got another one. They've got the lead back at 2-1. And they're looking for more. High for a ball. They let the runner go to second base. So that takes away the potential double play. It's now second and third with one out. Hit the second. They had no chance for the runner at home. They didn't get the out. They threw it home. They throw it away. So errors are hurting. Still second and third with one out, but they got another run. They had the second out. They had no chance for the runner at home. They didn't go for the sure out. They tried to throw the runner out. They threw the ball away. Richavy back out, talking to the troops. It's now 3-1, and Danvers is looking for more. And it's been generous this inning with 2 big errors. Nick Lembo, the pitcher, can help himself here. High for a ball. He walked his first trip. High again, 2-0. Swing and a miss, chase that pitch, try to golf it. 2-1 the count. In for a strike, evens the count at 2. The 2-2 pitch up and coming. Wide for a ball, and the count goes full. Missing for ball 4. He walks for the second time. Second walk in the inning.
Now batting, first baseman, number 15.
Cam McGonigal, the first baseman. He throws left, bats left. He got a base hit. Tap one into center field. Hit the second. They get the force at the plate. Nice play that time by Jake Peterson to Kyle Dorney. So he knocked down the runner at the plate for the second out. Cole Waterman, he was the guy that hit the little pop-up to drop between the shortstop and left fielder that turned into an RBI, giving Danvers the 1-0 lead in the first inning. Off-speed pitch drops in for a strike. He's the 8th hitter in the inning. Line to the left field for a base hit. He's got his second hit, his second RBI.
Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Parker Hamill.
The bases are still loaded. They got no play and they throw the ball away. And now they throw the ball away again. 2 more errors on the play. Hamill actually gets a base hit with nobody there and gets an RBI. He chased the ball down and threw it home. There was nobody there.
Number 4, Brett Ranger.
Three big errors in the inning. And all of a sudden, a 5-run inning for Danvers breaks open that 1-1 game. Hit foul past first base. Donnie should have been out of this inning a long time ago. It didn't miss by much. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-2. They got the runner hooked up. And they tag him out.
The score after 2 complete.
Danvers sends 9 to the plate in the bottom of the second inning. 5 of them scored. They break open that 1-1 game. And right now, going into the third, at the end of 2, is Danvers 6, Lynn 1. 10-1-2 for Lynn, and they need a comeback. They got plenty of time, but they got to go to work. And he hit him right on the helmet. Thank God he's okay.
That was number 4, right fielder, number 4.
Anthony Sears gets hit by the pitch.
Defensive changes for Danvers. Now playing third base, Joe DiBernardo. Now playing right field, Cole Waterman. The EH, Brett Ranger, and the catcher, Joe Morcell.
They move people all over the place, Danvers. I didn't hear who was catching. Chase that high pitch. Boy, the Little Leaguers love that high pitch. 1-1. Cal Donnie grounded out second to first. There's one trip. Hit back to the mound. They only get one. They're a little slow covering the bag. But they get the important one, the lead runner. 1-6 for the out.
Now batting.
Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, got a base hit.
The catcher. The shortstop, number 6, Christian Figueroa.
High and tight for a ball. Up and away for a ball, 2-0. Missing for ball 3. That was in for a strike. They throw the ball down, but Sears was already standing on first base. And it's ball 4. That's the first walk given up by Limbo. Gives Lynn 2-on for Josh Donnie, who got a base hit his first time up.
Josh Donnie.
He followed Figueroa, was hit with a base hit, but Figueroa got thrown out trying to go to third. Squared the bunt. He's not going to bunt. He was just taking the pitch. In for a strike. Out in front of that pitch. Looked like Limbo pulled the string. Donnie was way out in front, waving at that one. And it's 0-2. High in the air. That's going to go out of play up in the trees behind third base.
Please return all foul balls to the scorer's table. Thank you.
Hit off the pitcher's glove, knocks it down. They won't have a play. It's going to be a base hit. Limbo tried to make the play, and it winds up Donnie's second hit, and Lynn has the bases loaded.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 10, Gilmer Galva.
Gilmer Galva struck out swinging his one trip. Lynn would love to get back in it here. Danvers just had a big inning. Chased that pitch, trying to golf it, and swung and missed. Limbo got a lot of help on that pitch. High for a ball. So a hit past from the fielder's choice, a walk and a hit. And all of a sudden the bases are loaded for Lynn. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Limbo gets him for the second time.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 11, Jake Peterson.
Jake Peterson got a big double leading off the second inning and scored the run that tied it at the time. He's got a chance to get Lynn a lot closer if he can get a base hit here. Limbo actually pitches from the stretch. Low for a ball. It's cooled off nicely here at O'Grady Park, O'Grady Field. In for a strike, 1-1. Down and away for a ball. They throw the ball to third. Donnie got back. Way high for a ball. So you got to be really fussy about this pitch. It's got to be a pitch that you really love. 3-1, the base is loaded. And the count goes 3-2. Now you got to guard the plate. Big pitch coming up for both teams. Hit. First baseman McGonigal reaches across and picks this little pop-up almost even with the first base bag. Limbo gets out of difficulty. Lynn leaves the bases loaded. It was a hit, a walk, a hit batsman. We'll move into the bottom of the third. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for Danvers. The winner of this will obviously stay in the winner's bracket and have a little easier time in this tournament. You don't want to have to fall in the loser's bracket, especially after the first game, because you've got a long haul to try and get to the final. I would assume that before the tournament was played.
Changes for Lynn. Now playing second base, number 9, Ryan Arsenault.
Ryan Arsenault now at second base.
Number 11, Jake Peterson.
Peterson moves over to third base. You lose this, you're in trouble. You have to win a few games. And as I mentioned before the tournament started, if you were picking a pre-tournament favorite, it would have to be Peabody. They have two teams in the Williamsport tournament. One of those teams went to the states, came very close to going to the state final, which was a game or two away from going to the regional in Connecticut, not that far away from Williamsport. And now they'll combine the two Peabody teams. So I would assume that they would have been the favorites coming in. But you still have to play the game. Brett Granger, the third baseman, will lead it off.
Now batting, the EH, number 4, Brett Granger.
He's now the EH. He struck out his first time. Hit right back to the mound. Donnie will make the play for the first out. Joe Morceau.
Now batting, his catcher, number 8,
He
Joe Morceau.
was the right fielder. He moved behind the plate as the catcher. He hit a shot to left field. Now he hits a shot to center field right there to make the play. And that's Gilbert Galver, I believe, that's playing center field now.
Now batting, The left fielder, number 14, PJ Leon Takianos, coast.
That more so the first time that line shot that Jaden Driscoll, left field, made a great defensive play on. In for a strike.
PJ Leon.
So Gilmer Galva was the starting center fielder. Gilbert Galva is now the center fielder. High for a ball. Hit foul off the backstop. Up and away for a ball. And we got Deuces Wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Try to change. Forgot to let go over the stayed high, started high, stayed high. And the count goes full, 3-2. This is PJ Leon Tanianakis. He hesitated, looked back at you. First of all, waiting to see if he called it a strike 3 or ball 4. It's a 2-out walk. Michael Pesci got a double his first time up and scored a run. That was in that big second inning. Up and away for a ball. PJ Leon Takianakis. Takianakis. I think my job is easy trying to pronounce those names. In for a strike. Pesci's strike zone is about a postage stamp. He can't be 4 feet tall. Hit, it dies on the grass. And Avery just made the play. Outstepping Pesci at first base. So the first thing that Danvers doesn't score, they had only 4 hitters in the inning. The walk didn't hurt, but we played 3 full innings. Danvers leading Lynn in his opening of the 38th Gallant tournament. Danvers 6, Lynn 1. Michael Phelps, the EH, will lead it off. He struck out swinging his first trip. Chases the high pitch and swings through it for strike 1. Waves at that pitch for strike 2. Low for a ball. Chops it to third. And they throw him out. Joe DiBernardo making that play over to the first baseman McGonigal. Nate Catoni got a big base hit his first time up. Ripped a single into center field, knocking in the run that tied the game at the time. But then it went south.
Michael Phelps now batting the second baseman, number 9, Ryan Amaro.
I'm sorry, this is not Catoni.
Number 1.
This is Ryan Emerald who went into play. Second base. Hit off the pitcher's glove. That's going to be a base hit.
Now batting, first baseman, number 2, J. Avery.
J.J. Avery. Laid down a bunt. Moved the runner up, but they couldn't get him home. That one hits the backstop on the fly. Oh, Lynn has a runner in scoring position. They had runners in scoring position every inning. They left the bases loaded in the third. Thought about it, didn't pull the trigger. The pitch was high. And it's 2-1. In for a strike. Evens the count at 2. Missing, and we got a full count. Well, a big pitch coming up for both teams again. Strike 3 called.
Now batting the first baseman, number 2.
Limbo's got 1 in each inning. That's his 4th.
I'm sorry. Number 3, the left fielder, Jaden Driscoll.
Jaden Driscoll popped up to the shortstop. Made a great defensive play in left field early in the game. Looked like the umpire came up with his right hand, but they called it, put a ball up on the scoreboard, 2-1. Low again. In for a strike, and we get another full count, 3-2. High for ball 4. Extends the inning for Anthony Sears, who got hit by a pitch. His 1 trip.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Anthony Seals.
High for a ball. 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the 4th. Danvers broke a 1-1 tie, getting 5 runs in the second inning thanks to 3 big Lynn errors. Throw in a walk, and that made it 6-1, and that's where we are. 2 on, 2 out. Way out in front of that pitch. Scoreboard says 3-0. You just swung and missed at that pitch. And that'll call 3rd strike. So the hit and the walk don't affect Danvers at all. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Limbo's got 5. We're halfway through the ball game here, with Lynn on the short end of the score.
Ladies and gentlemen, representatives from the Gallant Committee will be going amongst you selling tickets to a 50-50 raffle. Raffle
Top of the order for Danvers as we start the bottom of the fourth inning.
an arm's length for 10. Again, all proceeds go to help defray the cost of the tournament. We will not be passing the hat. Okay, so please be generous. Thank you.
Joe DiBernardo, he was the extra hitter to start the game. He's now moved over to play third base. Struck out leading off the bottom of the first. Reached on an error that helped extend the second inning. And there were a couple more errors after that Danvers wound up getting 5 runs. And Josh Downey deserves a better fate. DiBernardo hit the ground ball to third base. The runner was trying to score, and they had a play on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, right field,
But they went a little
tables where selling
too quick
shirts,
and didn't field the ball.
bats.
The runner scored. They had a reached.
2 for 25.
It extended the inning, and Danvers did a lot of damage in that second inning.
All proceeds go to help defray the cost of the tournament. Thank you. Leading off for Danvers, the third baseman, number 5, Joe DiBernardo.
Josh Downey starts his fourth inning of work. Chased that high pitch. Way over his head, swung through it. Line shot into center field. So a leadoff single for Danvers. Jackson finished perfect. Singled and scored, reached on error and scored.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Jackson Finn.
Singled in the first and scored, giving Danvers their 1-0 lead. Gets the bunt down, and it's a good one. He beats it out for a base hit. The one thing about the new diamond here we talked about, it's a very thick grass infield, and the ball kind of dies. That putt looked a lot stronger, and it just died. And it winds up a base hit. Nick Limbo has scored a run, but he hasn't been officially up. He's been up twice and walked twice. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Hit foul to the backstop. Limbo was big for the Danvers All-Star team in the Williamsport tournament. They went deep, but couldn't get past Peabody. Hit way up in the air. Shortstop goes out. I didn't see any infield fly call, but Figueroa went way out in the left field and made the play. It's still infield fly if he's got it. Covered a lot of ground. They get Limbo for the first time. Cam McGonigal singled and then reached to the fielder's choice and scored. Reaches for that off-speed pitch and fouls it off. He hit the ball to second base with the bases loaded. They got the force at the plate. High and tight for a ball. So back-to-back singles started the inning to pop up the shot for the first out, and that's where we are. 2 on, 1 out. Down and away for a ball. On deck is Cole Waterman, who has 2 base hits and 2 RBI. Up and in for a ball. It's 3-1. And that's ball 4. Tony has walked a hitter each of the 4 innings.
Number 1, Cole Waterman.
He walked 2 in the second. And here's Waterman. They bring the infield in for Lynn. We told you he's got 2 base hits and 2 RBI. He was the catcher. He's now the right fielder. Up and away for a ball.
No, I'm fine. It's just uneven ground. I'm still. I don't. 50-50 around you guys.
Waves at that pitch.
50 for Raffle, guys. $5 for 6 or an on for 10. This is a pretty good on.
In for a strike. It's 1 and 2. Waves at that pitch. Nice pitch by Dawn. He got him out in front. Gets a good hitter out for the second out. Parker Hamill is struck out. Got a base hit and an RBI. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Parker Hamill.
That goes to the backstop. By the time they realized it was too late to go anywhere. So it's still first and still bases loaded, I should say. The runner at third didn't get off the bag. The runner at second did, but the runner at third was almost anchored. Swing and a miss. Hit in a right field for a base hit. Two-run score. Hamill's got 2 RBI, giving him 3.
Now batting DH, number 4, Brett Granger.
To throw the plate, Hamill goes over to second base, so it's second and third. So they're an out away from getting out of the inning, and Hamill makes him pay with a big 2-out hit. Hit foul off the backstop. Brett Granger was struck out and grounded out to the pitcher.
No, I didn't.
Swing and a miss way out in front of that pitch. 0-2 the count. Well, again, a walk is involved. It extends the inning. And the strikeout gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. But a big 2-out hit by Hamill extends the lead for Danvers. They get 2 more in the inning. We played 4 complete. Danvers' lead is now 8-1 over Lynn at the end of 4. Cal Doney. Waves at that pitch. It was down and away. He is grounded out, reached center fielder's choice. Hit foul off the fence that protects the Danvers dugout. Tucked under that one. Now, he hesitated to hit him. I didn't see it hit him, but it did. It hit him. That's the second hit batsman. And it starts the 5th inning for Lynn with a base runner. Christian Figueroa singled and walked. Hit by the third baseman. Just snuck it inside the third base bag. He's on for the 3rd time. Lynn has had base runners. He just haven't been able to come up with a big hit. Josh Tony has singled twice. The last one was off the pitcher's glove. In for a strike. Popped up pitcher. Limbo will make the play. They get Josh Tony for the first time.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 10, Gilmer Galva.
Gilmer Galva, I thought they put... Oh, they did put Gilbert Galva in. I was looking... Gilmer was the center fielder. This is Gilbert. Same family, obviously. High for a ball. Wide for a ball. Wide again for a ball. Swing and a miss.
Come on, kid.
Yeah, that's ball 4. So for the second time in the game, they have the bases loaded.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 11, Jake Peterson.
Jake Peterson got a big double in the second inning, scored the 1 run. Last time up, he popped to the first baseman. Low for a ball. I guess it's still Gilmer Galva that's the center fielder. He's at first base. In for a strike. I just saw a little bit of lightning and way off in the distance. Down and away for a ball. Way high for a ball. Inside and high for ball 4. That brings a run in. So he scored a run. Now he's knocked in a run. The bases are loaded. Out to talk to Limbo. He'd only walked 2 coming into this inning. Now we're going to get a change, I believe, on the mound. Limbo's going to go to the outfield. And that lightning coming up again. So Limbo is going to go to center field. Waterman, who's been moving all over the place, is going to the bench. And we'll wait and see who the new pitcher is for Danvers. Jackson Finn will be the new pitcher for Danvers. Limbo goes to the outfield. He's gone 4 1/3 innings, giving up 7 hits, 2 runs that were earned, 4 walks. He hit 2. And this is a blast off the base of the fence. Michael Phelps with a blast, just missed a home run. A shot and a half.
Come on, Lynn, keep it going.
Well, it's now 8-4.
Number 9,
Nick Catone. He singled in a run his first trip. Amaral replaced him, and he got a base hit. Those 2 runs are credited to Limbo. He still is on the hook for the runner at third base. This would be 2 big runs for Lynn if they get these runs in. Phelps got all of that and ripped it to dead center field. Came awful close. Hit foul off the backstop. Changed up, the ball went to the backstop. The runner's going to score. And they're a little closer at 8-5. Down and away for a ball. They'd like to keep it going, but they would at least like to get this runner in from third base. The count is even at 2-2. Got all of that one, get out in front too far and pulled it foul. Solid shot by Nate Catone. And got out front a little too far and fouled it off. 2-2 pitch again. Pitch goes to the backstop. Did they call him out? They called him out at the plate. Caton will reach with the ball going to the backstop.
Jay Avery.
J.J. Avery, the first baseman, sacrificed and struck out. That would have been a very big run at third base. Tried to score when the ball got away on the third strike. The catcher, Morceau, made a nice play, got it to Finn, the pitcher, who made the tag. Just did get him at the plate. Out in front of that pitch. Quickly, it's 2 strikes. And that's called third strike. But Lynn gives a little life to their bench. They get 4 in the inning. They've cut that 7-run lead down to 3. We'll move into the bottom of the 5th. Lynn has a big 4-run inning. They've got 5 on the board. They trail now 8-5.
Re-entering number 1, Ryan Amaro.
They only got 2 base hits.
What's up, man?
I hit Bassman. Couple of walks, one of them coming with the bases loaded, bringing in a run. For Danvers, he'll be the bottom of 3 in the order. As Lynn gets a little hop in this step, getting the lead now down to 8-5. And they still have 2 more chances to get back in it. Because as we mentioned up front, in case you weren't with us, it's Little League, but it's really not Little League. There's no pitch count. 7 innings instead of 6. And you can bat 10 if you choose. Extra hitter, not a DH, an extra hitter. So Lynn's going to feel a little bit better about themselves with the score now 8-5. Joe Marceau, line to left and line to center field. He's hit the ball hard twice, and he's 0 for 2.
Leading off the Danvers, the catcher, number 8, Joe Marceau.
He was a starting right fielder. They put him behind the plate last couple of innings. And that lightning in the background showing up, getting a little closer. High for a ball. It was funny how it lasted out. It was supposed to rain during the day, rain in the afternoon. It was a perfect day. It was a little bit humid, but it was perfect. Sun and bright blue sky. Perfect day. Now, maybe a little bit of a threat with that lightning showing up a little bit. Hit foul out of play. Didn't miss by much. Very nice play by the second baseman, Emerald. No wasted motion. He had to go wait to the second base bag. Made a good, strong throw, and they just nipped Morceau. PJ, Leon Takianakis. Takianakis. Hasn't been up officially, scored a run. He's walked twice. He was like the pitcher Limbo his first 2 times up. Walked twice and scored a run. They finally got him out on a pump up the short. Looking to get Leon Takaniakis. Just missed for ball 1. High for ball.
Now batting, left fielder, number 6, Hornstein.
This is Luke Hornstein who came in the game. Did you just announce that we didn't know about? High for a ball. He's the one sub that Danvers has. And that's ball 4. Donnie keeps his streak intact. He's walked at least 1 in every inning, 2 in the second. Two of those walks scored. Both of them scored in the second inning. So 1 out, 1 on. Lynn is just close to within 8-5 here in the top of the 5th. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Rich Avery went out again to talk to the troops. Back to the dugout. Remind you there's no pitch count. So they're not worried about Donnie throwing pitch number 85 because that doesn't work. Michael Pesci, the second baseman, has doubled and scored and bounced out.
The second baseman, number 2.
First baseman unassisted. And again, he's got a strike zone of a postage stamp. That one hits the backstop on the fly. Moves the runner over to second base. Hit the second. Emerald with another nice play. Took a wide turn at third. Second play in the inning by Emerald.
Go, boys. Big out here. Let's go.
Top of the order. Joe DiBernardo.
Now batting,
DiBernardo.
5, Joe.
Struck out, reached an error, singled and scored. He was the EH. He's now the third baseman. And that lightning keeps threatening over behind home plate. Slices it into the outfield for a base hit. Just a little love tap. Reached out, got a piece, gets his second straight hit. He's got an RBI.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 3, Jackson Finn.
So Danvers extends that lead now to 9-5. Jackson Finn takes the pitch for a strike. He's perfect. Singled and scored, reached an error, scored, singled and scored. He started as the center fielder, he went to first base, he's now the pitcher. Hit in left field for a base hit. He's on for the fourth time. Three hits and an error.
Now batting the shortstop, number 10, Nick Lembo.
Nick Lembo. I thought he went to center field. He just announced him as the shortstop. He walked twice and scored once. Popped to the shortstop. Lifts it high in the air over the backstop out of play. And that lightning is getting a little bit closer. We'll be lucky if we finish this one.
Go, boys, get this one.
Line shot. Foul. He hit that a rocket and get out in front just far enough to pull it well foul. That was probably going to score both runs. That was going way down in that left field corner. But it's just a long strike. And the count is 0-2. High for a ball. Kyle Donnie had to go way up in the air to get that. Strike three call. Good pitch. Six strikeouts for Donnie. But Danvers gets another one. A big RBI hit by Bernardo. 2-out lightning for Danvers. And it's Danvers at the end of 5, leading Lynn 9-5. Jaden Driscoll will lead off for Lynn. He tries the bunt and fouls it off. He's popped up and walked in his 2 trips. 9-10-1 for Lynn as we're getting late in the ball game. Top of the 6th. They play 7, but they need 4. They're down 4 runs. They'd love to duplicate their 5th inning where they scored 4 runs. Try to get back in this one. Up and away. Thought about it. Just held up. Jackson Finn starting an inning for the first time. This is outside for a ball. He came in relief of Nick Lembo, the starter, when Lynn had that big 4-run inning. Lembo hit a batter and walked a couple. Down and away, so he was ahead of Driscoll. Now he's got to come in with a pitch. He'll put him on. Off-speed pitch in for strike 3. What a pitch by Finn. Two strikeouts in a row, both called by Finn. He struck out to end the 5th. Now he gets a strikeout to start the 6th. Anthony Sears got hit by a pitch and struck out. Both of those were against Lembo. He's up against Finn for the first time. Hit foul again, quickly 2 strikes. I'm never going to read that. Waves at that pitch. 3 strikeouts in a row for Finn. Kyle Donnie is grounded out, reached center fielder's choice, got hit by a pitch and scored.
5, Kyle Doney.
He started the 4-run inning getting hit by the pitch. Straight up in the air. That's actually stayed in play. First baseman went over as far as he could, leaned against the fence, protecting the Lynn dugout, and actually bounced behind him.
Good night, Mark.
In for a strike, that off-speed stuff by Finn has got Lynn way off balance. Hit in a right field by the right fielder all the way to the fence. He's going to hold up at second with a double.
All right, here we go, boys.
Solid shot by Kyle Donnie. Comes with 2 outs. They have a runner in scoring position. Christian Figueroa is perfect. Shingled, walked, and singled. In for a strike.
Now batting the shortstop, number 6, Christian Figueroa.
Off-speed pitch hit. Just got a piece ticked it foul. Two quick strikes. Hit on the ground to second base. They finally get Figueroa out. Lynn leaves another base runner. And Lynn is now down to their last 3 outs. We'll move into the bottom half of the 6th with Danvers on top 9-5. Danvers will have 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, I think we might be getting a new pitcher. Looks like Galva will be the new pitcher. Donnie is going to go to center field. Gilmer Galva will be the new pitcher. Lynn looked at that second inning when Danvers sent 9 to the plate. 5 of them scored. 3 big errors by Lynn, along with a couple of walks. Danvers put a 5 spot on the board. Grabbed a quick 6-1 lead, breaking a 1-1 tie. They added 2 more in the 4th to build it to a 7-run cushion. But then Lynn answered back, getting 4 in the 5th. A walk with the bases loaded. An RBI.
Changes for Lynn, now pitching.
Peterson got the RBI with the walk. Phelps got a 2-run double. Peterson also scored on a pass ball. And they were back within 8-5, and they had a runner thrown out at the plate. So it was big because the hitter, even though he struck out, reached. But the runner tried to score in the pass ball and got thrown out. And the strikeout ended the inning. So he could have done a little more damage in that 4-run inning. And then Danvers added a run in the 5th. Again, a walk. Six walks given up by Donnie, and
For Danvers,
3 of them scored.
DH, number 15, Cam.
So he gave up 9 runs, 11 hits, walked 6, struck out 6. Those errors hurt. Hit hard the shot, off the shortstop, can't make the play. McGonigal is safe on the error.
Now batting,
4th error for Lynn.
number 1, Cole Waterman.
Cole Waterman. They got him for the first time the last time up. He singled, not getting a run his first 2 times. 2 hits, 2 RBI. He struck out the last time. Facing Galva off the glove, the runner didn't go. By the time he realized the ball had gone into the backstop, it bounced almost all the way back to Cal Donnie. So McGonigal stays at first base. Swing and a miss. It's been like free substitution here with, especially with Danvers. They move them in and out to the first baseman. They become the EH. They're the EH. They become the right fielder. The right fielder becomes the catcher. Hit foul to the backstop, and that got a piece of Donnie, the catcher. He's grimacing behind home plate. They're out to check on him. Not an easy assignment. You have all the equipment on, but you can still pick up a lot of bumps and bruises. And that lightning's still off in the background. Hasn't really affected us yet. We hope the young man's going to be okay. The tough part now, if Lynn doesn't make a major comeback, they're going to be in the losers bracket, and that's a long haul. You'd have to play a lot of games to get to the final. Danvers will enjoy staying in the winners bracket if they hold on to this lead. He stays in the game. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout. They get Waterman.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 7, Parker.
Parker Hamill. He started as the shortstop. He's now the right fielder. They got him the first time. He struck out, but he's got 2 base hits his last 2 times up, and he's knocked in 3 runs. He got the big 2-out hit in the 4th inning that extended the lead to 8-1 at the time. High for a ball. Low for a ball. Lynn and Peabody, I believe, are the 2 winningest teams in this tournament over the many years. Lynn, I believe, if they're not, they were for a very long time the number 1 winning team in this tournament. Down and away for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on for Danvers, leading 9-5 over Lynn here at the bottom of the 6th. Didn't miss by much. Turns out to be ball 4. So they have 2 on
Fine, let him eat. You're fine.
for Brett Granger, who has struck out, bounced to the pitcher and struck out. Hits it foul behind home plate.
Now batting the center fielder, number 4, Brett Granger.
Missed that pitch. It goes to the backstop. They throw him out at third base. Nice throw by Donnie. Good tag by Peterson. Swing and a miss for strike 3. I thought it was strike 3. The board said strike 3. The hitter was going to the bench, but I guess it's strike 2. Now it is strike 3 as they go to the dugout. So a nice defensive play on both ends. Kyle Donnie with the throw and Jake Peterson with the tag. So we're down to this. Danvers leading by 4. Lynn down to that last 3 outs. They need an inning. It's Danvers 9, Lynn 5 at the end of 6. 3-4-5 for Lynn as we start what could be the last inning. Lynn needs a big inning. They need at least 4. Cam McGonigal will be the new pitcher for Danvers. Missing low for a ball. Finn did his job coming in relief. He gave up 1 hit, struck out 3 in an inning in the 3rd.
Number 12,
Popped up.
Josh.
Nice diving try by the third baseman, DiBernardo.
Number 15, Cam McGonigal.
Almost caught that one right in front of the Danvers bench. Not from lack of effort. Hit foul off the backstop. 0-2. Josh Stoney was the starting pitcher. He singled his first 2 times up, popped to the pitcher the last time. Popped over the Danvers dugout out of play. Pulled the string and dropped it in for strike 3.
Now batting the pitcher, 10, Gilmer Galva.
Gilmer Galva has struck out twice, walked and scored. Down and away for a ball. He did a good job. He struck out 2. Swing and a miss. Almost hit him. Swing and a miss again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one might have bounced in front of home plate. It was very low. Missed for a ball.
Now batting the third baseman, number 11,
Jake Peterson doubled and scored, popped out, walked, getting an RBI with the bases loaded, and scored a run.
Come on, ones.
So he scored 2 and knocked in 1. Lynn needs a couple to get on base. Chased that high pitch and swung right through it. Call third strike. That's second by McGonigal in this inning. And Lynn is down to their last out.
Now batting, EH.
Michael Phelps, the extra hitter. He struck out, grounded out, doubled in 2 runs. Hit a shot, almost hit a home run. He was a foot or 2 away from putting it over the fence in center field. Hit foul. Mother, an Abernathy, was an outstanding athlete at Classical. Father was a good athlete. He was head coach at Classical football. He's now an assistant at St. Mary's football. So, athletic family. McGonigal comes in and shuts the door, gets 3 strikeouts. And unfortunately for Lynn, their first excursion into the 38th Gallant tournament comes up short. They fall into the loser's bracket. They got a long road to hoe. But they've got some kids who will work hard. They'll be back. They got a run in the second inning, a double by Peterson, a single by Catone, and that tied it up at 1. But the Danvers put 5 on the board in the second inning. 3 errors, a couple of walks. They got 5 runs, opened up to 6-1. They got 2 more in the 4th to make it 8-1. Lynn answered back in the 5th, getting 4. Peterson got an RBI with a walk with the bases loaded. Phelps doubled in 2. Peterson scored on a pass ball. They closed it within 8-5. They had a runner thrown out at the plate that they might have scored another couple of runs, but that was as close as they would come. As Danvers added another run in the 5th. For Lynn, Caldoni was on base 3 times. He had a double. He got hit by a pitch. He scored a run. Christian Figueroa had 2 base hits, a walk, scored a run. Josh Johnny had 2 hits. Galvo walked twice, scored a run. Jake Peterson had a double, a walk with the bases loaded, had an RBI, scored 2 runs. Mike Phelps had a double, knocking in 2. Nate Catone had an RBI hit that tied the game at the time. Emerald hitting for him, got a hit. That was it for Lynn. That was the offense for Lynn as they put 5 on the board. But that second inning where Danvers scored 5, helped out by 3 errors and 2 walks, certainly put Lynn in a hole that they couldn't dig themselves out of. So they'll go 0-1. Danvers will go 1-0, and a long road to hoe for the Lynn team. But they've got some pretty good young kids who'll give it a good shot in the coming days for this Gallant tournament. So the opening game for the Gallant tournament, the 38th, is in the books. Danvers 9, Lynn 5. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.